Embrace the world around you and develop a love for yourself with Simple Soul Creating You. Amy Holst and Tasha Fritz cut through this crazy life with humorous personal stories, research, and practical tips in an effort to simplify life and help empower you to become connected to your real thoughts and feelings. Love your simple soul.
Hey guys, it's Tasha.
And it's Amy.
Welcome back to Simple Soul. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm really good, yeah.
So tonight is an exciting night because tonight we have a guest with us, and that doesn't happen very often. So you get to hear somebody else's expertise versus you and I just making up because we think the expertise could be. So Tasha, tell us about our guest.
Yeah, okay, so our guest is Katie, and Katie and I have known each other for a long time. She was in high school when we went to high school together. But she left and moved out to the East Coast, and about 4 years ago, Katie showed me a product that she was selling, and I fell in love. And so about a year ago, I'd asked Katie, like, what does it take to do what you do? Because it looks like she has an amazing life, and like things are going really well, and it's been pretty successful. But I just have not been able to take that step out and like do this whole side hustle gig. And lately I've been seeing a lot of people talk about side hustles, different things that they're doing, selling this, that, or the next thing. And so I reached out to Katie and asked for her expertise on how she got started, why she got started, where she's at today, and what advice she would give the me's and the you's, so our listeners, if they were thinking about venturing out into a side hustle. So Katie, welcome.
Hi, how are y'all?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good.
So Katie is...
Hey, before we begin though, Katie, I got to tell you that I used to side hustle.
Nice.
She used to dance too.
Ah, nice.
I did not.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like,
Well, yes, she doesn't know me, so it was not dancing, but maybe when it's not about me right now. So when it's about me again, I will tell you about my side hustling and the things that I've done. I've side hustled more than once.
So what have you done?
Oh, what haven't I sold? African America, Pampered Chef, Long and Burger, Nerium, which was a face product. I don't know if you've ever heard of Nerium. Let me see. I have been. I don't think I'm really a follower, but in that venue I am, because I'm like, oh, they got a cool new product. I want to get it at discount, so I better jump on and sell it. And but I've not been as successful at it as financially to sustain my life out of any of it. I've been successful at getting a discount and spending all my money back in the product. That's how I've been successful. So I have side hustle.
So that works.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so Katie, tell us about you. Like, tell us your background. Tell us where you thought you were going to be, you know, when you got out of high school and out of college, and where you're at now.
well, okay, I'm from obviously the Gunberg, Iowa, small town back there where y'all are at. But when I graduated college, I went to the University of Iowa and graduated from there. I actually had no idea what I was going to do with my life. So my older sister had moved out to Virginia. She was looking to buy a house, so I moved out with her. We bought a house. And she was actually a police officer out here for a couple years before I started doing that as well. And how I got started in that is that I saw her schedule. She had an excellent schedule, and I was like, I want to work that, as I was going to work every day 9 to 5, sitting in horrendous traffic. So I literally called the recruiter one day and was like, hey, I think I want to be a cop too. And that's how I became a police officer. It wasn't like a lifelong dream or anything. But I was a police officer for about 9 years, and in those 9 years, I had 2 children. Being a cop, I loved a lot of aspects of it, but certainly the job changes once you have kids, and you have that thought that maybe you might not be going home to your kids. So that definitely became harder the more with each successive kid that I had. I don't know if that's the right word, but not only that, but caring for 2 children and commuting 2 hours a day and working 10-hour shifts, I really didn't know how long I was going to be able to keep up that pace. It was exhausting. And certainly my kids were not getting the best mom that I knew I could be because it was so tiring. So when Rodan & Fields, which is my side hustle, when that was presented to me, I got to tell you, it was like the farthest thing from my brain for multiple reasons. One, I never washed my face. So when she presented me with skincare, I was like, girl, I don't even wash my face. I can't sell skincare. But so there was that. And 2, at that time, I had a 20-month-old and a 3-month-old, and I was working full-time and commuting over 2 hours a day. I really and truly had no idea where I was going to fit it into my day. But I knew and have always known that if nothing changes, nothing changes. So I jumped all in to the opportunity at that point with no sales background, no skincare background, and I kind of just hit the ground running. I think that you really just have to believe in yourself at that point. To be honest, I didn't know anything about the products. I really hoped they work. Thank God they're awesome and they do. But I really believed in myself, and I believed that I deserved more out of my life at that point. And I think that's really the important thing to remember when you're looking to join a side hustle is really you got to believe in yourself before any product that you jump into. And a lot of people will tell you opposite, but I found that belief in yourself is way bigger than belief in anything else.
That's awesome.
So I have like a bunch of questions, as I always do. So how long did you do both? And at what, maybe I'm jumping ahead.
No, go.
How long did you do both? And then at what point were you like, here's my tipping point of I can have a different career? Because I'm assuming you're not a side hustler anymore. You're a full-time.
No, I actually I'm not a police officer anymore. So I worked the business for about 2.5 years while also doing my full-time job and being a mom and all of that. After about 2.5 years, my husband and I were able to work together, and I quit my job as a police officer, and now I'm home with my kids, but I'm also still doing fields at home. It's so much easier to me now. It was a lot of work. It was hard. You know, it took a lot of sacrifice at the time to build that business. Anybody who tells you a multi-level marketing business is easy and that, you know, you're going to sign up and make a ton of money and do little work, they're completely lying to you. It does take work. Certainly, it's not one of those get-rich-quick schemes. So for those 2.5 years that I was working my business and being a mom, it was difficult, but the reward definitely outweighs the sacrifice for sure. So, and then I've been home with my kids for about, I think, a little over 2 years now. So I've been doing Rodan and Fields 4 years in June.
So what would you say was, and you kind of already alluded to it, what would you say was the key to your success? Like, what made it successful for you?
Belief in yourself. You definitely have to have belief in yourself, and also you have to understand what you want to get out of the business. For instance, if your goal is to stay home with your kids, then you're going to have to work the business like you want to stay home with your kids, not touch it one time a week. You know, there's this saying, and if you're in any multi-level marketing business, you're going to say, if you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. So I treated it like a business, and it paid me like a business. And I knew that from day one, but that was my goal. So it's really important to set goals up front and focus on that goal orientation as far as what it's going to take to reach them. And I think that applies to any multi-level marketing business, not just Rodan and Fields, to be honest.
So you've said multi-level marketing business a few times. Tell me what that means. What is that?
Okay, so basically my opinion, so you're gonna, you can ask anybody and they're gonna tell you something different.
Well, you're our expert, so your opinion is all we care about right now.
My opinion is that it is the ability to use different functions to reach your audience. So in our case, I'm using social media, I'm using up-face media. That doesn't make sense. Social media, face-to-face marketing, phone calls, different things like that. So a lot of people will think of multi-level marketing as you only get paid if the person on top of you gets paid. That's not really how I see it. I see it as using different mediums to reach your audience.
Thank you.
Different levels.
Yeah.
Basically.
Mm-hmm. So what would you tell others out there who maybe are already in a side hustle, but aren't making it work for them or aren't getting what they want out of it? What would you say they need to do or look at differently?
The key is to share with everybody that you know. You never know who's looking for something extra in their life. And one of the things that I always try to remind myself is that you don't know what success looks like to somebody else. So to me, success was replacing my income and staying home with my children. Now that's huge, right? But some people are struggling to pay their car payment every month. So success to them might look like $200 a month. So if I can show you how to make $200 a month and we can easily reach that together to them, they're like all in. So just share with everybody. You never know what kind of path somebody's walking. One of the things I mentioned to Tasha when we were talking is that, everybody sees the highlight reel on Facebook, and everybody looks like everybody's living this dream life and they're super happy. And a lot of times that's not the case. So reaching out to people behind the scenes and telling them that you have this opportunity that could do this for them, they may be looking just for that very thing. And obviously, I'm passionate about our company, and I could get on here and tell you for 3 hours why mine's better than every other company, but I'm not going to do that. But it goes for every single thing. Find a product that you love, find a product that you can passionately tell somebody something about, and people will eventually listen to what you have to say.
Okay, so, oh my gosh, I just had a question.
Well, I do kind of have a question.
Go ahead, you go. I think
it's that fine line a little bit too, because I have people that reach out to me for product, and I personally appreciate the fact of the hustle, right? Because I've been there, done that. But I know other people who get irritated by that. I don't. I think, you know what, because I think exactly what you said, there are things that have been presented to me numerous times, and I haven't been ready. And then I hear it another time, and suddenly I'm ready. This is my moment. But I didn't even know I needed it at that moment. So
Right.
and always know where that tipping point is of annoying people.
Well, I feel like for the most, you are going to annoy some people along the way. That's just how, the cookie crumbles. But for the most part, people are pretty supportive. And also, you never know, what's going on in their life, and things change along the way. So if you have somebody that's continually reaching out to you about a product, things might have changed since the last time they reached out to you, and now you might be ready for it, like you just said. So, and also, one of the things that I always have to remind myself of is, they're not paying my bills. So if they want to get annoyed and unfriend me on Facebook, that's really more their problem than mine. Mm-hmm. So I'm offering you this opportunity. I'm offering you this product. If it's not for you, don't respond or move on. But, I can't really take that personally. Basically, I can't afford to take that personally. I have to keep moving forward.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question was, you mentioned, getting the product cheaper for a side hustle, and you mentioned making a monetary amount. But what else? I think you mentioned this yesterday to me on the phone. Like, what else is a company like this for you that has made it so enticing to stay?
And I actually told, you guys are doing something so wonderful. And I think it's so important to remember that everybody is looking for a tribe. Everybody's looking for something to belong to, people that genuinely want to see you succeed and genuinely want to cheer you on. And I think being part of this business has really almost changed the entire kind of person that I am. I was pretty, what's the word I'm looking for here? I was pretty tough. I was pretty rough around the edges before I started this business. Kind of had a lot of walls up. And this business has really allowed me to become part of a group of people and show me what it's like to have people that truly want to see you succeed. And I think there is a lot of people out there looking for that same type of, group to be a part of. So one of the best things is finding people that cheer you on, finding people that, pick you up when you're having a bad day and say, who cares if they didn't respond to your message, or who cares if they think you're silly for doing that. It's so nice to find people with that positive attitude and that want more out of life. It's refreshing, actually.
Yeah.
I think that was the best answer ever, because we didn't bait you to say that. And that's kind of where we've been. As I say, find your tribe. And I think you've got to surround yourself with positive people that make you better, because that's what takes care of, like you said, when somebody doesn't reply to you, that's your tribe on the other side saying, it's okay. That's not about you. It's about them. I think that was a perfect answer.
Yeah.
So one final question, and then you can share whatever you want to share if there's something that we missed. But what would you say to somebody like me or like Amy who is thinking about it but just doesn't quite have the courage to step and do what you've done?
What is the most that you're going to lose by trying? I mean, really, think about it.
Your paycheck, your retirement, you want me to go on? But you're right. You're right. You had it. The other thing I think in your situation is you had this other profession that really had some high stakes if things went bad, right? I mean, when things go good, they're good, but when they go bad, they're bad. And there's really no, in that profession, your high stakes are pretty high.
Mm-hmm. But nobody said that I had to start this side hustle and then quit my job. That was just my aspiration. So a lot of people, I'll reach out to them and I'll share the opportunity with them, and they're like, "Well, I love my job. I don't want to quit my job." In that case, I mean, not everybody wants to quit their job, and that's great. People love their jobs, but maybe there's something that this business could do for you besides helping you quit your job. Maybe you could start a charity. Maybe you could make all the money you earn and give it to, children who are less fortunate. And there's people in this business that do that. And it's just exciting to see that people out there have those kind of hearts that, they're going to work this business super hard and not keep a dime. I mean, they exist. It's awesome. And I think, I just didn't realize that was all out there before Rodan & Fields. I just didn't even realize that existed in the world. So it's exciting to see and be a part of, really,
Very cool.
But you got nothing to lose at all. So if somebody's reaching out and you're thinking about joining a multi-level marketing business, hear them out, because I mean, it literally changed my life. And I was a hard no at first, So I was like, "You've lost your mind." So
Wonderful. What else?
Cool.
Anything else?
Awesome. No, what else do you want to share with us about being a side hustler?
I don't think I would ever be the kind of person to just, I'd always have to have an income, basically. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy being able to financially provide for the family and help with that aspect of things. So that would probably make some people mad. You might want to cut that out.
No, we're working moms, contributors to our family too. We believe that.
Yeah.
And we don't think that people that don't work outside the home, we don't think that's bad either. We're good with whatever our tribe wants to be, as long as we build each other up. We don't care about the income.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just, as long as you're satisfied and content with what you're providing and how you're providing it, it's not monetary in my mind. Like if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're not providing money, you're providing a lot of other things.
You are. And I think that the thing that you can bring it back to is having people like you, having a tribe that makes you feel good about the decision you're making. Because sometimes as women, we need that reassurance. We need to hear that. Be like, it's okay if you're at home and not making money, or it's okay if you're at home and making money, or doing whatever you want to do. So that's one of the important things about finding a tribe too.
And I think the biggest thing about that whole tribe aspect is that you're not judging somebody for a decision that you want to make. I think that's the key to it, because just because other people choose different life paths than I would, I mean, unless they're really damaging their kids or their spouse or my society I'm living in, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
If it works for you, that's amazing.
And I think when you can get to that point in your life, it's amazing. It's just an amazing thing, when you can truly be happy for people.
It took a long time to get here, though. It wasn't like I had this in my 20s. Maybe even some of my 30s.
Yes, I totally can relate. So it is nice though to be there. So much less stressful.
So kind of like the place in life where you get when you're gray hair and you don't,
or when you don't wash your face.
Well, that was my whole life until 4 years ago.
Oh, that's okay. Tasha's been telling me to lose the Walmart wipes, because that's what I use on my face is Walmart face wipes or Huggies or
baby wipes.
Whatever wipes I can find. She's like, "You're showing." I'm like, "I know." And I got friends that tell me I need to exfoliate, and she's
all the things.
Yeah.
You got to do all the things.
Look at all those lines. Okay.
I'm trying to.
That's all right. Tasha's gonna hook you up.
But then it makes my forehead look worse when I open my eyes wider.
Yeah, we're gonna hook her up.
Actually, I won't even tell you the last product I bought. It was a TJ Maxx acid specialist.
Yeah, I occasionally I'll do I'll stand up in front of a group of women and I'll talk, and I always start with that. Most people will come to an event like that and they'll say, "This is definitely not for me. I could never do that." And I'm like, "Well, hold on. I never washed my face, and I was very not rah cheerleader kind of girl. So if I can do it, pretty much anybody can do it."
Tasha keeps telling me that.
Actually, when she told me she bought the TJ Maxx acid and she came over and told me to check her eyes out a couple days later, I sent her a picture of the Redefine eye cream.
Ah!
She did. Actually, she said to me, I said, can you tell a difference? And she was in my office and she goes, not really.
At least she's honest, friend.
Hey, give me a little longer of this acid stuff and maybe it will start to work. But it was $5.99.
Yeah.
I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah.
Right. I was just so it was worth $5.99, right?
As I break out in the next couple of days and lose my vision.
Yeah. That would not be good.
That's a whole other podcast.
Right.
Your product's great. I have tried it. It is fantastic. I have really liked it. I'm not a hard no for using it. So I do dabble into it. I do own some of it.
And I would say, like I said, I've used it for 4 years. And about, 6 months ago, my oldest daughter started using it. She is 9. And we do use it a couple times a week on her face, too.
That's great.
So and it makes sense for her. So, yeah. Anyway, so it's good for adults of all ages and down to the tykes as they get into those.
It is. We're going to mask with Brecken, but it's just because he wants to mask, not that he cares what product we make. Not put acid on his face, FYI.
Oh my gosh. All right, Katie, thanks so much for your time today. Really,
Of course. Anytime.
Friend, keep doing your gig because you're awesome.
Thank you. Have a good night. You too. All right. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Hey.
Yeah, that was awesome. She is pretty cool. You have an amazing side hustler friend, and I'm happy you introduced me to her.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. So I think what I love the most about Katie is her story from not believing necessarily in a product, but believing in herself, which I think is hard sometimes, to then making it successful just by pure goal setting and hard work.
Oh, for sure. The other thing I loved was that she said she was a hard no, but she was open-minded to learning, which made her a yes eventually, right? And obviously very successful. So I think being open-minded and not judging what other people do or their choices, because you never know when that right opportunity will come your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, listeners, those of you that are watching, thanks for tuning in. We're glad you're here with us.
Glad you're here.
Cutting through this crazy life, heading over to wherever you watch or listen.
iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube.
Give us a rating and review.
Yeah.
And until next time,
love your simple soul.
Thank you for listening in. Head on over to iTunes or Google Play to give Simple Soul a rating and review. Show notes and resources can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and our blog. Feel free to comment and share your thoughts. Also, like Simple Soul on Facebook and follow on Twitter and become part of their tribe. Love your simple soul.